My beloved souls, have you ever wondered why the toughest battles always seem to come your way? Why the challenges you face feel almost impossible to overcome? The truth is, the wolves do not chase the weak. They hunt the strongest because they fear what they cannot control. They've lied to you, manipulated you, spent years poisoning your mind, breaking your spirit, and convincing you that you are nothing. But here's the secret. It's not because you're weak. They attack you because they see what you don't. You are chosen. They move against you in silence, whispering doubts into your mind, placing obstacles in your path, and turning those closest to you into weapons against you. They make you question your purpose because they know exactly what it is. They fear your awakening more than anything, because once a chosen one steps into their power, the enemy loses all control. Before we go deeper, I want to take a moment to thank those of you who have generously donated through Super Thanks. Your support helps this message reach more of the chosen ones out there who need it. Whether you donate or not, I appreciate you being here. And together, we are making sure this truth is not silenced. So let me ask you, are you ready to wake up, or will you stay asleep while they drain you dry? Because this is it. This is the moment you either step into your destiny or let them keep you locked in their illusion. The choice is yours. So, tell me, are you truly ready to hear this, no matter the risk? Because once you do, there's no going back. Drop the number 777 in the comments if you can feel this truth stirring in your soul. Stay locked in, because what comes next will shake you to your core. Let's begin. God's chosen ones, you must hear this, no matter the risk. Final message. Chosen one, listen carefully. This is not a game. This is not just another motivational speech. This is your final message before the shift. The war is already here, but it's not a war of swords. It's a war fought with manipulation, distractions, and control over your very energy. Your mind is the battlefield, and every time you hesitate, every time you doubt yourself, they win. Why do you think they target your confidence so relentlessly? Could it be because your power is too dangerous to them? You've been tested, tormented, and isolated, not because you are cursed, but because you are feared. The most dangerous thing in this world is a chosen one who knows their power. Your power is not something that can be bought, learned, or faked. It was written into your spirit before you were born, marked in your very being. They can study you, imitate you, or try to steal your essence, but they will never be you. That is what haunts them, your authenticity. This is why they work tirelessly to make you forget who you are, to make you doubt your worth. Do you ever wonder why they are so invested in making you question yourself? In the Bible it said, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Jeremiah 29:11. Even before you were born, God had a purpose for you, an immense, powerful purpose that the enemy knows, even if you don't. This is why the world cannot understand you. It's not meant to. You carry something that disrupts the darkness, a light that refuses to be extinguished. Even in your moments of feeling invisible, they see you. Even when you doubt yourself, they know the strength you hold inside. Look back at your life. The patterns, the betrayals, the sudden losses, the moments where everything seemed to crumble right when you were about to rise. Were they really coincidences, or was this part of a larger plan? These weren't random events. They were moves on a chessboard meant to stop you from stepping into your destiny. The enemy has tried to break you, drain you, and distract you. Why? Not because you are weak, but because your power is far too great to be left unchecked. Consider the story of Moses. Before he could even walk, he was abandoned and left to drift in a river. Yet that abandonment led to his divine calling. The enemy feared his potential and tried to destroy him before he could even begin. The same happened to Malcolm X, who faced unimaginable obstacles and manipulation, yet his strength and purpose rose to the surface. Even Jesus faced persecution from the moment of his birth. These are just a few examples of how the enemy works tirelessly to extinguish the chosen before they can fully realize their destiny. Have you ever stopped to think about why life feels different for you? Why those who should have loved you the most were the first to hurt you? Why you've been surrounded by people who couldn't understand you, who secretly resented you, or tried to clip your wings before you had the chance to soar? It's not by chance. It's not random. This world has a system, a structure designed to suppress the chosen ones before they wake up to their true power. You are a threat to that system. In the story of Joseph in the Bible, his brothers betrayed him, sold him into slavery, and left him for dead. Yet, his rise to power in Egypt was predestined by God. Through the betrayal, through the hardship, he fulfilled his purpose. You are the same. The betrayal, the losses, the struggles, they are not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. Think about the challenges you've faced. How many times have you been tempted to give up? And yet, here you are, still standing. How many times have you doubted your purpose, only to realize that you were stronger than you knew? What if this was all part of the plan to strengthen you, to test your resolve? Here's the truth the enemy doesn't want you to realize. Your energy is your power. It's something they can never replicate or take from you. No matter how much they study you, imitate you, or try to drain your essence, they cannot manufacture what you carry. Your energy is the very thing they fear. That's why they work so hard to confuse you, to break you, to make you doubt your own greatness. They need you blind to your own power. They need you to question yourself. They need you weak enough to be controlled. Can you feel it? The world around you wants to keep you distracted, to keep you in a state of exhaustion and confusion so that you never tap into the full potential that's been placed inside of you. Think about the ones who've faced endless attacks, betrayals, and roadblocks. Have you noticed how the most spiritually powerful and talented people seem to struggle the most? It's not because they are cursed, it's because they are targeted. You are one of them. Why do you think that is? Let's remember what Jesus said in the Gospel of John. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. John 10:10. The enemy has come to steal your peace, to destroy your purpose, and to kill your dreams. But Jesus came so that you can live in the abundance of your destiny. They cannot take what God has already given you. Chosen one, from the moment you entered this world, you were a force that couldn't be ignored. They didn't need evidence of your power. They just needed to ensure you never discovered it. That's why you've endured so much. That's why you've faced betrayals that feel like wounds to the soul. That's why the people who were supposed to love you have turned against you again and again. Your light exposes the darkness in others. They resent your energy because they can't replicate it. They envy your spirit because they don't have it. And when people cannot control or possess something, they seek to destroy it. Have you ever wondered why the closest people to you hurt you the most? Could it be because they sense something in you that terrifies them? But let's pause for a moment. I know the questions that arise in your mind. If I'm chosen, why does my life feel so difficult? Why does it feel like I'm constantly losing, constantly being tested, constantly walking alone in this world? And that's exactly what they want you to think. They want you to believe that your struggles are proof of your failure. But in reality, these struggles are proof of your immense power. The strongest souls endure the hardest trials. Why? Because gold is refined through fire, diamonds are formed under pressure, and warriors are made in battle. You weren't given an easy path because you weren't built for mediocrity. You were made to challenge the world, to shake the systems, to walk a path that only the strongest can survive. Think about some of the greats. Nikola Tesla, a genius who was isolated and discredited in his lifetime, yet his discoveries changed the world. Joan of Arc, burned at the stake for her divine vision, yet her courage has inspired countless people through history. Or Muhammad Ali, silenced and attacked for his courage to stand up against injustice, yet his legacy continues to influence the fight for freedom and equality. These were all people who carried divine gifts, just like you. They faced betrayal, isolation, and manipulation, yet their spirits remained unbroken. Have you ever considered how their struggles refined them into the powerful figures we admire today? As the Bible says, "But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I shall come out as gold." Job 23:10. You too are being tested. The process may be painful, but it is shaping you into something magnificent. Your strength will emerge from the trials meant to destroy you. Have you ever stopped and asked why life feels different for you? Why the ones who should have loved you most were the first to hurt you? Why, no matter how hard you try, you never quite fit in? It's not by chance. It's not a mistake. The world has a system designed to suppress the chosen ones before they realize their power. You are a threat to that system, chosen one. You carry something the world can't explain, something they can't control. Consider the story of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery and thrown into prison. Yet he rose to power in Egypt, saving nations. Just like Joseph, the betrayals, the losses, and the struggles you faced are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you into the person you were always meant to become. So, why do you think you've been attacked so relentlessly? Why do the obstacles seem to multiply? It's because your enemies know something you might not fully realize yet. They know that if you ever fully embrace your power, they can't stop you. They can't manipulate you. They can't use you. They can't break you, and that terrifies them. Now, what will you do with this power? Will you continue letting them dictate your life? Will you stay blind to the incredible strength that is inside of you? Or will you finally rise and claim what's always been yours? This battle isn't over. It's only getting more intense. And the one thing your enemies fear more than anything is a chosen one who realizes their true power. As it says in the Bible, "No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper." Isaiah 54:17. The enemies who once tried to suppress you cannot win. The moment you fully step into your calling, the world will shift in ways you can't yet imagine. The obstacles will crumble. The power they worked so hard to suppress will explode from you like an unstoppable force. They've spent years trying to keep you in the dark. But now, the question is no longer why they fear you. The real question is, what are you going to do with that fear? Will you let it hold you back, or will you use it as fuel for your rise? Your power cannot be taught, it can only be given. A lion doesn't need permission to roar, and a chosen one doesn't need validation to rise. Do you feel that fire inside of you? The world can't stand it. They hate that you didn't have to beg for this power. You didn't earn it, steal it, or learn it from someone else. It was placed inside of you before you even took your first breath. This drives them mad. They spend their entire lives trying to mimic what comes naturally to you. But no matter how much they try, they will never be you. Your power can't be replicated, bought, or learned. It's encoded in your soul by forces beyond this world. That's why, no matter how much they try to dim your light, silence your voice, or destroy your confidence, something inside of you always rises. That's not stubbornness. That's divine resilience. That's the mark of the chosen, and they can't stand it. Chosen one. Have you ever noticed how people are drawn to you, yet seem to resent you at the same time? They love your energy, they take in your wisdom, they absorb your kindness, but the moment they realize they can't control you, they turn on you. Why is that? It's because they never truly loved you. They loved what you could offer. They sought to consume your essence, to harness your power for their own gain. And when they couldn't, their admiration turned into hatred. Why do you think this happens so often in your life? This is why you've been through so much. This is why your life has felt like a battlefield since day one. Because your gifts are too great to go unnoticed. The world saw them before you did. The enemy saw them before you did. And they knew they had to either keep you asleep or broken before you figured it out. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why is it that you've been targeted, even when you didn't realize your potential? Could it be that your true power is the very thing they fear? Look at the legends. Michael Jordan wasn't taught to be great. He was born with it. Tesla didn't study genius. He was given it. No one trained them to be different. They simply were. And because of that, they were attacked, discredited, and isolated. Do you think that's just a coincidence? The most powerful souls are always the most tested. The universe doesn't waste time on the ordinary. If you've faced betrayal, continuous struggles, or years of feeling like you don't belong, that's not bad luck. That's a testament to who you are. In the Bible, it's written, "For the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it has pleased the Lord to make you a people for himself." 1 Samuel 12:22. God's people are not ordinary. They are called for greatness. Just like you, chosen one, you've been marked for something extraordinary, even when you didn't see it. Do you ever wonder why people around you are so focused on trying to figure you out? Why they love your presence but secretly envy your strength? That's because they can't understand you. You don't fit into their rules, their formulas, or their expectations. And that's the beauty of being chosen. You were never meant to fit in. You are a disruptor. They try to silence you, not because your words are meaningless, but because they hold too much truth. They try to break you, not because you are weak, but because they fear what will happen when you stand fully in your power. So let me ask you something. How long will you let them define you? How long will you continue to doubt what's already been given to you? Every time you hesitate, every time you second-guess yourself, they win. And you weren't chosen to lose. As it says in the Bible, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." 2 Timothy 1:7. That spirit is within you, chosen one. The moment you fully embrace it, the world will have no choice but to recognize you for who you truly are. The world doesn't need another follower. It doesn't need another person dimming their light to fit in. It needs you in your raw, unapologetic power. It needs you to step forward, to own what's inside of you, and to stop running from the very thing you were meant to do. The moment you accept who you are, the world will begin to take notice. They cannot have what you have, so they try to control you. When they can't possess your fire, they seek to extinguish it. They've tried everything, stealing from you, imitating you, even tearing you down, but nothing works. No matter how much they study you, analyze you, or try to replicate your power, they will never be you. And that reality drives them mad. Have you felt this yourself? The frustration they project when they see you standing tall. They know the truth. They knew it before you did. That's why they moved against you before you had a chance to rise. They knew they could never take what was divinely placed inside of you, so they did the next best thing. They tricked you into giving it away. This is what they do. They don't come for you with swords and chains anymore. They come for you with distractions, manipulation, and psychological warfare. They feed you lies to make you doubt yourself. They place toxic people in your life to drain, break, and exhaust you. So by the time you realize who you are, you're too tired to fight. The Bible warns us, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." 1 Peter 5:8. Your adversary is trying to weaken you, But you're not powerless. You were born to overcome. Every battle, every struggle, every test you've endured has been preparing you to rise, to step fully into your power. The moment you reclaim your true essence, you will be unstoppable. As history shows us, consider someone like Oprah Winfrey. She overcame tremendous adversity, rejection, and self-doubt to become one of the most influential figures of our time. Despite being told she wasn't good enough, she rose, and her story continues to inspire millions. She stepped into her power when the world tried to keep her down. Chosen one. Look at history. Every powerful soul was isolated, betrayed, or attacked before they could step into their full potential. Jesus was set up by those closest to him. Martin Luther King Jr. was silenced. Nikola Tesla's genius was stolen and buried. Joan of Arc was executed for hearing the divine. The world didn't just go after the chosen, they went after them early. Why? Because the longer you exist in your power, the harder you are to stop. Have you ever wondered why the attacks on you came so early, before you even fully understood your strength? Could it be because they feared you from the start? They manipulate because they cannot create. They deceive because they cannot embody. They turn the world against you because they cannot break you alone. Think about it. Why do you always attract users, leeches, and manipulators? Why do people love your energy but treat you like a threat the moment you set boundaries? Why do they admire your strength, yet secretly wish to see you fail? It's not a coincidence. They know, deep down, you have something they can never have. They seek to control you because they can't replicate your power. Does it ever feel like people are only around for what they can get from you, never truly seeing you? They twist reality to make you question your gifts. They build entire systems to keep you small, quiet, and uncertain. They flood your mind with doubts, surround you with toxic people, and make you think that being different is a curse rather than a gift. Do you ever feel like you're not allowed to be fully yourself, that your uniqueness is something to be ashamed of? Look at how the world operates. The system isn't built to nurture the chosen. It's built to suppress them. Schools don't teach true wisdom. They teach obedience. The media doesn't promote truth-tellers. It silences them. Society doesn't reward visionaries. It ridicules them until they can no longer be ignored. Have you noticed how the people who question the status quo are often the ones who face the harshest opposition? Why do you think that is? As the Bible reminds us, you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. You are meant to stand out, chosen one. You were never meant to fit into their system, because your light disrupts the darkness. The moment you try to fit in, you lose yourself. And that's the trap. They've been pushing on you since the beginning. They weaken you with lies so that you hand over your power voluntarily. They tell you your dreams are unrealistic. They make you believe you need their validation to be worthy. They fill your heart with fear so you never take the risks you were born to take. Can you feel the weight of that fear they've placed on you? How long will you allow it to control your actions? But here's the truth. They wouldn't work so hard to control you if you weren't powerful. They wouldn't send distraction after distraction, toxic person after toxic person, betrayal after betrayal, if you weren't a threat. So, I need you to wake up. Look at your life. Look at the patterns. How many times have you given away your energy to people who never deserved it? How many times have you doubted yourself because someone else planted a seed of fear in your mind? How much longer are you going to let them dictate your path? Because let me tell you something. The moment you stop giving them control, everything shifts. The moment you stop doubting, stop explaining yourself, stop allowing yourself to be drained, they lose. They cannot have what you have. They will never be able to access what flows through you naturally. And once you accept that, You take back every ounce of power they stole through deception. Have you ever wondered how powerful you could become if you fully embraced what's already within you? No more questioning, no more second guessing. You were not given these gifts to be used, weakened, or manipulated. You were given them to lead, to break the system, to rise. And once you embrace that truth, they will have no choice but to watch you become unstoppable. The war is invisible, but the attacks are real. The greatest wars are not fought on battlefields, but in the mind, the soul, and the unseen realms where only the chosen can feel the fire. You've been told your struggles are just bad luck, a rough season, or life being unfair, but that's the lie. The truth is far darker. This is war. A war you were born into. A war designed to keep you weak, distracted, and doubting yourself before you ever realize who you really are. As the Bible warns, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. This is not a war of physical battles, but of spiritual warfare. It's fought through manipulation, gaslighting, betrayal, and unseen forces that move against you in silence. It's fought in the way people turn on you unexpectedly. How your closest friends suddenly become your biggest enemies. How doors slam shut just as you're about to break through. Does that resonate with you? Every hardship, every attack, every moment of darkness has been strategically placed in your path. They don't need to kill you physically, they just need to break you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because a chosen one who is lost, drained, and questioning their worth is just as good as one who never existed. But remember this, chosen one, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. You are not alone in this fight. The strength you need is already inside of you. And as you begin to reclaim your power, the world will see exactly who you were meant to be all along. Chosen one, look at your life. How many times have you been knocked down just as you were getting back up? How often have you felt a soul-deep exhaustion, as if something unseen is pulling at you, trying to prevent your progress? That's because the war is real. You're not imagining the weight you feel. Can you recall moments when you felt like the world was fighting against you, even when you were just trying to move forward? The most dangerous thing, the enemy is not always visible. Sometimes it's the voice inside your own head telling you that you're not enough. Sometimes it's the people you love most, unknowingly being used to plant seeds of doubt in your heart. Sometimes it's the entire world convincing you that your dreams, your gifts, your purpose don't matter. This is not a coincidence. This is strategy. Why do you think those closest to you sometimes seem the most threatening? Could it be because they know that when you realize your power, they can't control you anymore? They use the people closest to you to betray you, knowing that a knife from a stranger won't hurt nearly as much as one from someone you trusted. They attack your finances because they know that keeping you in survival mode will drain your energy and stop you from fighting for your destiny. They send toxic relationships into your life because they know the right distraction at the right time can derail you completely. Have you ever wondered why it feels like things are always just about to fall into place, but then something else distracts you? It's no coincidence. It's by design. Look at how every powerful soul has been tested through isolation, loss, and betrayal. David was hunted before he could become king. Job lost everything just to be tested on his faith. Jesus was denied by his own followers before he fulfilled his destiny. Do you think it's any different for you? The more powerful you are, the more brutal the attacks. The enemy doesn't waste time on people who aren't a threat. That's why the chosen suffer in ways most people will never understand. Could your struggles be a sign that you are marked for greatness? But here's what they don't expect. You survive. Every time they thought they broke you, you came back stronger. Every moment you were supposed to fold, you kept going. That's what terrifies them, because the one thing they cannot control is a chosen one who refuses to give up. Look at figures like Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Or Oprah Winfrey, who was fired from her first television job but went on to change the media industry forever. Even Winston Churchill faced constant setbacks and ridicule before leading his country through World War II. Can you see the pattern in their struggles? How did they rise from failure to greatness? You are part of that same lineage, chosen one. So what now? Will you keep letting the unseen forces drain you, make you doubt yourself, and convince you that you are alone? Or will you recognize that this is a war and you were born to win it? The moment you stop thinking like a victim and start moving like a warrior, the entire game changes. The moment you stop seeing your struggles as punishment and start seeing them as proof that you are chosen, you become unstoppable. And that's the one thing they fear most. Does it shift your perspective to see your challenges as stepping stones, not obstacles? Chosen one, the eagle does not fly in flocks. The higher it rises, the fewer can follow. You've felt it your whole life, that deep, unshakable sense of not belonging, of being different, of standing apart even in a crowded room. You've tried to ignore it, to blend in, to force yourself into spaces that were never meant to hold you. But no matter how hard you try, you always end up alone. And that's not by accident. Have you felt this way for as long as you can remember? That feeling of not fitting in, even when surrounded by others. Loneliness is the price of elevation. The world does not reward the chosen. It isolates them. It pushes them into the wilderness, into seasons of solitude, into battles that seem impossible to fight alone. Because the higher you go, the fewer can breathe at your altitude. Look around. Where are the ones who started with you? Where are the childhood friends who swore they'd always be there? Where are the relationships that seemed unbreakable? Gone. One by one, they drifted, betrayed, or abandoned you, leaving you questioning what you did wrong. But here's the truth. You did nothing wrong. You were just set apart. The chosen are never allowed to remain ordinary. They are not given the comfort of fitting in, of being understood, or of walking the easy path. If you feel alone, it's because you were never meant to walk with the crowd. Does it feel like a burden, or could it be that the loneliness is the universe preparing you for the greatness ahead? Think about the greatest leaders, the most powerful visionaries, the ones who changed the world. Did they have an easy path? Were they surrounded by unwavering support? Number, they were ridiculed, betrayed, and forced to walk alone before their destiny was fulfilled. Moses led his people, but spent years in the wilderness alone. Jesus performed miracles, but was denied by his own followers. Malcolm X fought for truth, but was abandoned before his rise. The pattern is clear, isn't it? The journey of the chosen involves standing alone, not because they are unworthy, but because they are destined for something far greater. Can you see the connection between their struggles and yours? You are not alone because you are forgotten. You are alone because you are called. People don't leave because you lack value. They leave because your elevation demands separation. Not everyone can handle the weight of your purpose. Not everyone can understand the fire that burns inside you. Some will be intimidated, some will resent it, and some will try to pull you back down because they cannot stand to see you rise. Have you noticed how the ones who leave are often the ones who can't understand your calling? Have you felt that resistance from people around you? And I know it hurts. I know there were moments when you begged for just one person to understand you, to stand by your side, to walk this journey with you. But every time you thought you found that person, they either disappeared or showed their true colors. That wasn't rejection, that was protection, because the chosen cannot afford to be surrounded by the wrong people. Does this make sense now? The people who disappear were never meant to be part of your journey. You've been set apart, not to suffer, but to sharpen. The loneliness is not a punishment, it's a process. It's where you are molded, strengthened, and refined into the person you are meant to be. Because when your moment comes, you will need to be unshakable, untouchable, and unstoppable. Do you feel yourself becoming stronger with each trial you face? Chosen one, if they can't defeat you, they will distract you. If they can't control you, they will entertain you into submission. This war isn't fought with chains and whips anymore. It's fought with screens, illusions, and mind-numbing distractions. The enemy doesn't need to imprison you if they can keep you distracted. They don't need to silence you if they can keep you entertained, scrolling, chasing, consuming. How many times have you found yourself glued to your phone, mindlessly scrolling, losing hours of your life to things that don't serve your higher purpose? Look around. Everywhere you turn, there's something designed to pull your attention away from your power. Social media floods your mind with nonsense. Reality TV glorifies foolishness. The news keeps you in a constant state of fear. Music poisons your subconscious, and all of it is by design. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Romans 12:2. Why do you think they want you to stay distracted? Could it be because once you focus on your true calling, you become unstoppable? They don't want you thinking. They don't want you questioning. They don't want you waking up, because a chosen one who knows their power, that's the one thing they can't control. Every powerful soul that was once feared was first made into a joke. They laughed at prophets. They mocked revolutionaries. They turned warriors into entertainment. Think about people like Steve Jobs, who was fired from the company he founded, but came back to change the tech world forever. Or like J.K. Rowling, who faced rejection after rejection before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. What if their mockery and rejection were a part of their ultimate rise? Could it be that the same is happening to you? They make you laugh at what should make you think. They keep you addicted to what drains your energy. They design a world where the chosen ones are too distracted to realize they are being played. Think about it. How much time have you lost chasing illusions? How many hours have you wasted absorbing nothingness? How many dreams have been delayed because you were too caught up in distractions to focus on your mission? Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. 1 Corinthians 16:13. Does this resonate with you? How often you've been sidetracked by things that don't align with your higher purpose? It's not an accident, it's a trap. The longer you stay distracted, the longer they can steal from you. Your time, your focus, your power. Every second you give to meaningless entertainment is a second you could have been sharpening your gifts, unlocking your potential, and stepping into your calling. They know this. That's why they push distractions so hard. They flood your mind with celebrities, scandals, drama, and deception. They want you watching instead of doing, consuming instead of creating, reacting instead of leading. Because once you unplug from the distractions, you become dangerous. You start seeing through the illusions. You stop feeding the system. You stop chasing what was never meant for you. And that's when you become truly unstoppable. Can you imagine the potential if you stopped giving your energy to these distractions? So ask yourself, who is really in control of your mind? Is it you, or is it the distractions they feed you every single day? For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. 2 Timothy 1:7. The moment you choose to take back your focus, the entire game changes, and they know it. What would happen if you reclaimed your attention? Chosen one. Chosen one, doubt is their favorite weapon. They don't have to chain your body if they can imprison your mind. They don't need to fight you if they can make you fight yourself. They don't need to take your power if they can convince you that you never had any. They don't need to stop you if they can make you hesitate long enough to stop yourself. Doubt is their greatest weapon. It has been planted in you since birth. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. From the moment you entered this world, they whispered lies into your mind. They made sure you were surrounded by people who would tell you to be realistic, stay small, and not aim too high. How often have you been told to play it safe, to avoid dreaming big? That's the doubt they've implanted in you. Think about it. How many opportunities have you lost because you doubted yourself? How many times have you silenced your voice because you weren't sure if you were good enough? How many times have you ignored your intuition because someone else convinced you that you were wrong? That was the plan all along. The enemy knows that if they can make you doubt yourself, they don't need to do anything else. It's like the stories of Elon Musk, who was once laughed at for his bold ideas, yet he's now one of the wealthiest and most influential people on the planet. Or like Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, yet emerged to lead South Africa to freedom. These individuals faced intense doubt and ridicule, but they pushed through it. Can you see how doubt works to stop the chosen? Every powerful soul in history faced the same attack. They were called crazy before they were called geniuses. They were ridiculed before they were respected. They were rejected before they were worshipped. Nikola Tesla was labeled insane before his ideas changed the world. Malcolm X was demonized before his words became immortal. Jesus was mocked before he fulfilled prophecy. Do you see the pattern? You are doubted because you are dangerous. You are attacked because you are powerful. You are made to question yourself because the moment you fully embrace who you are, they can no longer control you. Chosen one, you have been tested for a reason. The fire that was meant to destroy you is the same fire that made you indestructible. You've been through things that would have broken the average person. The betrayals, the losses, the nights spent wondering if you'd ever make it through. You've endured storms that no one else even saw, and yet you're still here. That alone should tell you something. You weren't meant to break. You were meant to rise. Every single hardship, every backstab, every moment of pain, it wasn't random. It was a test, a process, a preparation. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. Isaiah 43:2. The trials you faced were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to shape you into the person you're becoming. Do you see that now? Every test, every pain, has been a part of your preparation for the greatness ahead. You see, the universe does not give great power to the weak. The untested cannot be trusted, and you, being chosen, were never going to be handed an easy path. They had to see if you were ready, if you could carry the weight of what's coming. Because the truth is, everyone wants the crown, but no one wants the suffering that comes with it. You prayed for purpose, but purpose requires pain. You asked for strength, but strength is only forged through struggle. You wanted wisdom, but wisdom comes from walking through the fire and surviving. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. James 1:2-3. Do you realize that the struggles you faced were not meant to break you, but to build you? Look back at your life. Look at the moments where you thought, I can't take this anymore. But you did. You kept going. You kept searching. And that's how you know you passed. Because the real test was never about the situation itself. It was about whether you would fold or whether you would rise. Think about the greats. Oprah Winfrey was rejected and told she wasn't good enough, yet she rose to become one of the most influential women in the world. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company before he revolutionized technology. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison before he became one of the most respected leaders in history. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. Matthew 24:13. Do you see the pattern? You were tested just like they were, and you are still standing, chosen one. Now the question is, what will you do with it? Will you keep looking at your past as a burden, or will you recognize it for what it really was? Training, refinement, a test that you already passed. Because if you're still standing, still searching, still hungry for more, you made it. You survived what was meant to destroy you, and now it's time to step into what was always meant for you. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. The moment to rise is now. No more excuses. A lion does not ask for permission to roar, and a chosen one does not wait for approval to rise. Enough waiting, enough hesitating, enough sitting in the shadows, wondering when the right moment will come. The right moment is now. It has always been now. Are you ready to claim your power? For too long, you have been waiting for a sign, for permission, for the fear to go away. You've been waiting for the pain to stop, for the perfect conditions, for someone to finally recognize your worth. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you your power, because the chosen do not beg. They declare, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" Psalm 27:1. You have been conditioned to believe that you must wait for the right moment, but the greatest warriors never feel fully prepared before battle, but they fight anyway. The most legendary leaders didn't wait for the world's approval. They stepped up and took their place. Think about figures like Malala Yousafzai, who stood up for education even after being attacked, or like Muhammad Ali, who faced constant opposition but stayed true to his calling. They didn't wait for the world to tell them it was their time. They made their time, and that's what you must do now. The world is getting darker, the distractions are getting stronger, the attacks are becoming relentless, and there is no more time to waste. Look around. Can you feel it? The energy shift, the unrest, the unseen war that is raging every single day. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness. Ephesians 6:12. This is not the time to play small. This is the time to rise. You were not sent here to live in fear. You were not chosen to hesitate, to wait for someone to hand you what is already yours. Your destiny is waiting, but you have to claim it. No more excuses. No more one day. No more doubting what has already been confirmed in your spirit. You know who you are. The enemy knows who you are. The only thing left is for you to act like it. Chosen one, your energy is your greatest weapon. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Some come to steal, some come to drain, and only a few come to build. Your energy is your greatest weapon, and that is exactly why they want to drain it, control it, and feed off of it. They see what you carry, even when you don't. Your presence shifts rooms. Your aura cannot be ignored. There is something about you that draws people in, and they know it. That's why manipulators, energy leechers, and users always seem to find you. They do not come to give. They come to take. Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Have you noticed how certain people just seem to drain you? Why do you think that is? Have you ever noticed how some people leave you feeling exhausted, confused, or empty after a conversation? Have you noticed how, no matter how much you pour into certain relationships, you always end up feeling like you give everything while they gave nothing? That's not a coincidence. That's an attack on your energy, because your energy is rare, powerful, and magnetic, and those who lack their own energy will do everything in their power to feed off yours. They will pretend to need you only to drain you. They will pose as friends only to use you. They will fake love, loyalty, and support only to take what they can and leave when you have nothing left to give. But the Lord is with me as a dread warrior, therefore my persecutors will stumble. Jeremiah 20:11. This is not a random occurrence. It's part of a larger plan to weaken you. Have you been allowing these people to take too much of your energy? You must protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone should be able to reach you, touch you, or be in your presence. Your energy is sacred. It is not meant for just anyone, because once you start guarding your energy, everything changes. The distractions fade, the manipulations lose power, the wrong people disappear, and the right ones begin to show up. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. What would your life look like if you started guarding your energy more carefully? How would you feel if you only allowed those who truly add value to be in your space? Because here's the truth, your energy attracts what you allow. If you keep feeding the wrong people, you will only attract more of them. But the moment you start protecting yourself, the moment you stop giving freely to those who take without giving back, you make space for the right connections, the real support, the ones who will build with you instead of feeding off of you. Energy does not lie. Watch who drains you. Watch who empowers you. The ones who truly belong in your life will never make you question your worth, doubt your purpose, or feel empty after an interaction. They will recharge you, inspire you, and help you grow. Have you considered who in your life is draining you and who is empowering you? So the question is, who have you been giving your energy to? Are they adding to you, or are they taking from you? Are they watering your spirit, or are they feeding on it? Because if you don't take control of your energy, they will. And once they do, you will spend your life exhausted, wondering why you feel empty, why you feel lost, why you can never seem to move forward. Guard your energy, protect your power, and watch how your entire world transforms. He who walks with the wise grows wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. Proverbs 13:20. How would your life change if you only allowed those who help you grow to remain in it? The moment you break free from the illusions, when you stop doubting yourself, when you finally step into your calling, they will notice. And they will try everything to pull you back. Fake friends will resurface, not because they miss you, but because they see you elevating. Suddenly, the ones who left will try to return. The same people who doubted you will start acting like they supported you all along. Watch them. Watch how they only show up when they see your glow. Watch how they suddenly want to reconnect, not because they care, but because they see your power and want a piece of it. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew 5:44. Can you recognize when people try to re-enter your life for the wrong reasons? Manipulators will test you. They will come with different faces, different tactics, but the same mission: to control you, to weaken you, to bring you back to where you used to be. They will say you've changed, that you're being selfish, that you think you're better than them. That's the trap. Because the moment you start rising, they realize they can no longer use you, and that's when the attacks begin. You will be hated by all for my name's sake, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. Matthew 24:13. Have you noticed how the attacks become stronger as you grow? The more you step into your power, the harder they fight to pull you back. They will try to guilt trip you, gaslight you, distract you, or straight up turn people against you, because if they can't control you anymore, they want to make sure no one else follows you either. But here's where they fail. You're no longer the person they once knew. They were comfortable with you when you were small. They liked you when you doubted yourself. They could control you when you questioned your power. But now you know too much. Now you see too clearly. Now you are unstoppable, and that is what terrifies them. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. Do you feel the strength rising within you? Chosen one. But listen closely. Do not waste your time explaining yourself. Do not argue with people who will never understand your path. A lion does not explain itself to sheep, because no matter what you do, some will never accept your transformation. Some will always prefer the old version of you, the one they could manipulate, the one they could drain. But that version of you is gone. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Do you recognize the new you, the one who cannot be controlled? The final message, chosen one. Step into your destiny. You were sent here for a reason. You survived for a reason. The only question now is, will you rise, or will you waste the gift you were given? For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. You were never meant to be ordinary, chosen one. The trials you faced were not by accident. They were part of a divine design that brought you to this moment. Now will you step into your power, or will you let it slip through your fingers? This is not a coincidence. You were meant to hear this. Every moment in your life, every trial, every battle, every heartbreak, it all led you here, to this moment, to this message, to this choice, because that's what it comes down to now, a choice. Behold, I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that you and your offspring may live. Deuteronomy 30:19. This is your crossroads, your moment of decision. What will you choose? You have been tested, you have been betrayed, you have been pushed to the edge time and time again, yet you are still here. That alone should tell you something. You were not meant to be broken. You were not meant to stay small. You were not meant to live in fear. You were meant to rise. The righteous may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. Psalm 34, verse 19. Can you see now? Every trial was shaping you for the greatness ahead. Can you feel the power awakening inside of you? But let me make one thing clear. No one is coming to do it for you. You have waited long enough. You have second-guessed yourself long enough. You have allowed fear, doubt, and manipulation to keep you stagnant long enough. Now, it's on you. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. But now, stillness is not about waiting. It's about action. The time for passivity is over. The time to rise is now. What will you do with the power that has been placed within you? Because there comes a point where you can no longer claim ignorance. You now know too much. You now understand why you've been attacked, why you've been isolated, why you've been tested beyond what seems fair. It was never about punishment. It was about preparation. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. James 1:2-3. You are no longer in the dark about why you were chosen to endure these trials. They were shaping you into someone who cannot be stopped. Now the only question is, what are you going to do with this message? The time to rise is now. The world is waiting for the light that only you can shine. Are you going to keep doubting your potential, or are you going to step fully into your calling and live out the destiny you were born for? The path is yours to walk, and the choice is yours to make. Will you step into the greatness that has been waiting for you? Consider the life of Serena Williams. She faced numerous challenges throughout her career, including injuries and skepticism from others. Yet she persevered, becoming one of the greatest athletes of all time. Despite the setbacks, she never let doubt control her. Serena's journey shows us that no matter how difficult the battle, the chosen ones rise to greatness through sheer resilience and determination. Look at Malala Yousafzai, who at the age of 15 was shot for advocating girls' education in Pakistan. Malala could have stayed silent, but instead she used her voice to inspire millions around the world. She turned her pain into power and became the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Her story is a testament to the strength and courage found in those who choose to rise, no matter the obstacle. Think of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who faced rejection early in his life, first from football and then as a struggling actor. Despite setbacks, he built an empire that transcends entertainment. He went from being a football player and wrestler to one of the highest paid actors, a businessman, and a motivational figure. Johnson's journey is proof that the strength to rise can come from overcoming rejection and continuously stepping into your power, no matter what obstacles lie ahead. The time is now. Like these powerful figures, you too were destined for greatness, and the world is waiting for you to rise to the occasion. Beloved chosen ones, this is it, your moment of truth. No more excuses, no more hesitation. If you're ready to step into your power, watch how everything shifts. You have been called for greatness, tested through trials, and shaped by every hardship you've faced. Every challenge, every betrayal, every moment of pain was part of your preparation to step into your divine purpose. You were sent here for a reason, and now it's time to rise to that calling. They fear you because they know your strength, but do you know it yet? The power within you is not for the faint-hearted. It's for those who are ready to break through, those who have endured, those who have been shaped by fire and come out unbroken. The world cannot stop you unless you let it. This is your time, and everything you've been through has led you to this moment of clarity and strength. Now, act like it. I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you who has taken the time to listen, reflect, and embrace this message. Your journey is not just yours. It's one we all share as we rise together. Whether you choose to donate or not, I am deeply grateful for your presence, your energy, and your commitment to your own path. Your support in any form is a blessing. If you feel moved to donate via Super Thanks, know that I appreciate it beyond words. But even if you don't, your presence here today is the greatest gift of all. As we part ways for now, my deepest wish for you is this. May you walk in your truth, unshaken and unapologetically powerful. May your energy attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right blessings. May you continue to rise, no matter the storms that may come your way, knowing that you are unstoppable. Blessings to you, chosen ones. Your rise begins today. Step into your destiny.